Chance I get.
It was your instructions that led me this way. Now that I see you face to face, with every breath that I breathe, I'll give it back to you in the form of my praise. Every chance I get, yeah. Almost high. You deserve all my praise. Almost high. With every chance that I get, I will praise your name.
And every breath I make,
I will obey your word.
and every step I make,
I will put my faith in
and you I will.
I will exalt your name.
With every chance I get. Sometimes I take a moment to say love, say love.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let's give all praises be to our Abanawa YaHaWaH. Once again, let's give all praises be to our Abanawa YaHaWaH, the Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Allah of Israel, Yasharallah, the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? His only begotten son, our brother, our friend, Hamashiach Yahushai. If you tapped in, you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. The water for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Shlalwam to all the Ahchs and Ahchwaths out there that have tuned in. That was a beautiful song by one of our brothers. Say he will put his trust in YaHaWaH. Put your trust in YaHaWaH, and you shall prosper. As always, let's dive right into these scriptures. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to hold you. Once again, shalom to everybody out there. I hope you're having a Barak day. And YaHaWaH is with you. And we give all praises to our Father YaHaWaH and our King, his Son, Hamashiach Yahushai. Let's dive into it. I'll be at Proverbs chapter 3. I'm going to start at the top at verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thy heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Allah and man. Verse 5, trust in YaHaWaH with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. Verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. And as always, verse 7, be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear YaHaWaH and depart from evil. As always, these are just words of wisdom right here, you know. That's why they said the rewards of wisdom. So this is why I always start right here in Proverbs 3. And it's more in Proverbs. Proverbs is a great book of instructions. But now let's dive deeper into these scriptures. This one shall be, trust in our Abanawa YaHaWaH. Trust in YaHaWaH. Put your trust in YaHaWaH. As did our forefathers did. Right? The book of Sirach has said, anybody that has any of our forefathers trusted in YaHaWaH and was cast away? Never. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 18, verse 1. And it says, the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of YaHaWaH, who spoke unto YaHaWaH the words of this song in the day YaHaWaH delivered him from the hands, or the hand of his enemy, of all his enemies, Salakia, and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O YaHaWaH, my strength. Verse 2, YaHaWaH is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my Allah, which is power. So it's saying YaHaWaH is my rock, YaHaWaH is my fortress, he's my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust. This is King David, our forefathers, saying, in whom I will trust. Trust in YaHaWaH, put your trust in YaHaWaH, and you shall not fail. And it says, my buckler, right? And the horn of my salvation and my high tower. This word right here means a wall, defense wall. So YaHaWaH is his defense wall. Verse 3, I will call upon YaHaWaH, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. What does that sound like right there? Doesn't that sound a lot like something that we read all the time? This is Psalms 18, verses 1, 2, and 3. 2 is powerful and 3 is powerful. I will call upon YaHaWaH, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. Mine enemies. Let me get that. I have to get the classic. I have to. It's important that people know this, because King David is saying he shall be saved from his enemies. And his father Zacharias was filled with the Rakah Kadash and prophesied, saying, Barak be YaHaWaH, Allah of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people and have raised up a horn, that's what David just said, of salvation for us in the house of who? David. That's why they're just re-quoting what David said in Psalms 18. As he spake by the mouth of his Qadash prophets, which have been since the world began, that what? We shall be what? Saved from our enemies. Is that not what David just said in Psalms 18, verses 1, 2, and 3? Saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and remember his Qadash covenant that was given to the nation of Israel. The oath which he swore to our father who? Abraham. This is in the New Testament. That he would what? Grant unto us, that we being delivered out of the hand of, well, here it is again, our enemies, might serve him without fear. That we might serve who? YaHaWaH, our Abba, our Father. In what? Holiness, our Kadashness, which is set apart, right? And righteousness before him all the days of his life. Righteousness. What is righteousness? That we may serve him in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life. What is righteousness? Let's get it. Deuteronomy 6, and we're going to jump all the way down. Verses 24 and 25. Deuteronomy 6, 24. And YaHaWaH commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear YaHaWaH, our Allah, which is our power. That's what Allah means. And Elohayim, or Elohim, means powers, plural. So right here, he's speaking that what? YaHaWaH commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear YaHaWaH, when it says our, Allah, meaning our power for our good always. So if you do and you fear and you keep his commands, then for it says for our good always, that he might what? Preserve us alive as it what? Is at this day. Verse 25, and it shall be our righteousness. This is what righteousness is. So when we just read in Luke that we may serve him in what? Kodashness and righteousness, this is our righteousness. Deuteronomy 6 and 25, and it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before YaHaWaH, our Allah, our power, as he have commanded us. That's very important. I hope you guys can see that. Deuteronomy 6, 24 and 25, right? And that came, we started from Luke 168, we jumped to Deuteronomy, now we're going to jump to Isaiah, the prophet. Let's see what Isaiah got to say. Isaiah, the prophet, right? Isaiah. Hey, let's just start it from the top. Song of trust in Elohim's protection. Verse 1. In that day shall this song be sung in the land of who? Judah, YaHaWaH. We have a strong city. Salvation will Allah appoint for the walls of bulwarks, which is just like I said, a strong wall, a defense wall. Open ye the gates, that the righteous nation, here it is again with the righteous, Deuteronomy 6 and 25, that the righteous nation, or people, because nation just means people, which keepeth the truth, may enter in. Notice they're keeping something. The truth may enter in. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind, that's important, whose mind is stayed on thee. Who mind has stayed on YaHaWaH, whose mind has stayed on the law, statute, and commandments. Because he what? Trusted in thee. This is why this whole thing in this lesson is put together saying trust in YaHaWaH. This is what Isaiah is writing. Verse 3, thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. So if your mind is steady on YaHaWaH, he will keep you in perfect peace because he trusted in thee, meaning he trusted in you, YaHaWaH. Verse 26, trust in YaHaWaH forever, for in YaHaWaH is everlasting strength. And you might have said, well, you said YaHaWaH right here, and then say, well, when you go into it right here, let me show you how they play with the words in sometimes the scribes and whatnot. So right here, we can see everything written in Hebrew in the translation. So it says, trust ye in YaHaWaH. The Hebrew 30:68. And we know this is right here is the YaHaWaH, right? So this is where we get YaHaWaH from, right? Then it says forever. For, and as you can see, even though it has the same word up here, right? It's using that LORD, but notice right here, it's a different. It's 30:50. It's not 30:68. So this is why I said Yah, because right here they just using the Yah and the Ha. So that's why I said Yah. As it says right here, Yah. Right? And then right here they're using the 30:68 again, which is YaHaWaH. Even though they put Jehovah, This letter right here in Hebrew is a Y. That's why it's a Y right here, if you can see it. I have no understanding of why they put a J right there when clearly you can see it's a Y. And that word in Hebrew is called a Yod, right? So I don't understand why they did that. But just for your edification, I wanted to show you that so you could see that in case you said, well, why did he read it like that? You can always go back yourself and see why I did read it like that. So verse 4 says, trust in YaHaWaH forever. So you must trust in YaHaWaH forever. For in YaHaWaH is everlasting strength. That's very important. But verse 3 was powerful, man. Whose mind is stayed on thee. Makes me think about something. Let's go to this one. This is powerful right here. I'm going to get right into the meat of it, you know. Once again, your eyes have seen what YaHaWaH did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that follow Baal Peor or Baal Peor, YaHaWaH, thy Allah, or thy power, have destroyed them from among you. But you or ye that did cleave unto YaHaWaH, your Allah, are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as YaHaWaH my Allah or my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them. For this, let me highlight that. Let me get all that. Salakia. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations or the people, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great people or nation is a wise and understanding people. This is why we must keep the law, statute, and commandments that was given to us as a nation of people, because the other nations that we're supposed to be the light to will say, surely this great people or nation is a wise and understanding people. Verse 7. For what nation you can see it, so Salakia for the little where it starts at. For what nation is there so great who have Allah so nigh unto them as YaHaWaH our Allah is in all things that we call upon him for? Verse 8. And what nation is there so great that have the statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law? What law? The Mosaic law, which I have set before you this day. Listen to what it says in verse 8. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I have set before you this day? Verse 9, only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget those things which thy eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them, thy sons and thy sons' sons. I'm going to just stop right there because it could keep going on and we'll never stop. But hopefully you guys could get it. The righteous as all this law. And this is why it's saying that this is a great people. If you read Deuteronomy 4, 6, 7, 8, this is why it's saying what it's saying, right? They're so great who have Allah so nigh unto them. And this righteous law, So all the other nations will say this: if you keep the law, statute, and commandments, like it's saying here, this is your what? For this is your wisdom. And he has not given this to anybody else. How do we know this? Because we'll go here. We'll go straight to the meat of it, right? How do we know this? We'll go straight to it. Psalms 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, which is Israel, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. He had, let me highlight the whole thing, because I don't want nobody to say, well, no. He hath not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Why? Because it was only given to Israel. So these other nations, they don't know them. They have not known them. And it says, praise ye YaHaWaH. That's Psalms 147, 19 and 20. So this is why it says back in Deuteronomy that what? For this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Because it wasn't given to them. It was given to the nation of Israel. And in the nation of Israel, as a people, this is what your wisdom and your understanding is. I hope you can see that, right? But only if you put your trust in YaHaWaH and what? You keep the law, statute, judgments, even as YaHaWaH, my Allah, commanded me that ye should do them so in the land where you go to possess, right? Let's get another one. Now, this one says, woe to Jerusalem and the nations. Zephaniah, right? Zephaniah, I'm going to just jump down right here real quick. A remnant of Israel, the classic. For those who know already, all praises be to the Father for that. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall do what? And they shall trust in the name of YaHaWaH. So if you're afflicted and you're poor, he says, trust in the name of YaHaWaH. This is what it's saying. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity. Iniquity is sin. What is sin? 1 John 3 and 4, transgression of the law. Remember, 1 John 3 and 4, that's what sin is, when you transgress against his law. Nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Right? That's powerful. Sing, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O Israel. Or Yasharallah. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Verse 15. I'm going to just stop at 15 because we'll go on and read the whole thing, but it's powerful. And anyway, verse 15, Zephaniah 3 and 15. YaHaWaH have taken away thy judgments. He have cast out thy enemy. Notice he keep talking about an enemy. Notice that all throughout the scriptures. The king of Israel, even YaHaWaH, or that's our italic so you can see that. We'll just say the king of Israel, YaHaWaH, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. Like I say, if I keep going, we'll keep going. But if you haven't read the book of Zephaniah, I encourage you, please go back and read the book of Zephaniah. But I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to jump back over here. Remember, this whole thing is about trusting in YaHaWaH. Put your trust in him. Please, even in the book of Sirach, right here, Ecclesiastic Us, it says what? right? This is chapter 11. This is chapter 11, and I'll start at 20 real quick, right? It says, "Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work. Marvel not at the works of who? The sinners, but trust in YaHaWaH, and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of YaHaWaH on the sudden to make a poor man rich." But don't trust in him to be rich, please. That's not what it's saying. The Barak of YaHaWaH is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessings flourish, or the Barak of the flourish. And listen to this, verse 24, and I'll stop. "Say not, what profit is there of my service?" Meaning, if you putting in work, you doing what you're supposed to do, never say, "What profit is there in my service?" to yourself or to the Most High. "And what good things shall I have hereafter?" Don't do that to yourself. Once again, let's jump over the book of Psalms 115. Hopefully you can see it on the screen. And it says, not unto us, YaHaWaH, not unto us, but unto them, or unto thy name, give glory, for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their Allah? Isn't that what they tell us all the time? Why haven't you been saved? But our Allah is in the Shemayim. He have done whatsoever he have pleased. Their idols, who? The heathen idols, their idols are silver and gold, the work of man's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. That's all them statues they be bowing down to, that idolatry. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. YaHaWaH clowning them. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. Verse 8. They that make them are like unto them. So those people who make idols, the Bible is saying that the people that make them are just like the ones who worship them. Once again, verse 8. They that make them are like unto them. So in every one that trusteth in them, O Israel, trust thou in who? YaHaWaH. He is their help and their shield. O house of Aaron, trust in YaHaWaH. He is their help and their shield. Ye that fear YaHaWaH, trust in YaHaWaH. He is their help and their shield. So if you fear YaHaWaH, trust in YaHaWaH, he will be your help and your shield. Verse 12. YaHaWaH have been merciful, Salakia. YaHaWaH have been mindful of us. He will barak us. He will barak the house of Israel, mean to exalt. He will barak the house of Aaron. He will barak them that fear YaHaWaH, both small and great. YaHaWaH shall increase you more and more, you and your children. Verse 15. You are barak of YaHaWaH, which made the Shemayim and the earth. The Shemayim and even the Shemayims are YaHaWaH's, but the earth he giveth to the children of man. The dead praise not. Why don't they praise? Because they're dead. They can't praise. That's why. They cannot praise. You cannot praise the Most High once you're dead. It said the dead praise not YaHaWaH, neither any that go down into silence. What is silence? Going down into the grave. Verse 18, but we will Barak YaHaWaH from this time forth and forevermore. Praise YaHaWaH. That was Psalms 115, verses 1 through 18. That was powerful, powerful, powerful. So we praise YaHaWaH, we trust in YaHaWaH, and we exalt YaHaWaH in every way. Not that he need us to exalt him in no type of way, but as his people down here on our pilgrimage on earth, we will praise him, exalt him, and give all reverence and honor and glory to our Abanawi YaHaWaH Allah, the Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Allah of Israel, of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? And I'm going to leave off with this because people always run to this one, especially Christians. You know, they always run to Revelations and talk about the multitude. Here it is, the multitude from the tribulations. Revelation 7 and 9. And we'll leave off with this. Trusting in YaHaWaH. Remember, put your trust in YaHaWaH. Revelation 7 and 9. And this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, of all kindreds. Well, it didn't say that. It said of all nations and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So I'm going to click on Revelation 9. And as we can see when it says, this is in the Greek now, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations, right? Nations, ethnos. And it says kindreds right here. Kindreds, Greek 54, 43, Salakia. I'm going to click on that for kindreds.
Strong's G 5443. Foulé.
Almost like you being fooled. Foulé. Yeah. So, that word in the Greek, it says, number one, a tribe. Verse it says A. In the New Testament, that's what NT is. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Meaning, when it says kindred, it's speaking about one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, which became the 12 tribes of Israel. So when it says kindred right there in Revelation 7 and 9, if you're not descending or a descendant from one of the 12 sons of Jacob, whose names were changed to Israel, it is not talking about you. Okay? A nation of people. It goes on even around here, right here. It says an offshoot, i.e. an example, race or clan, kindred or tribe. So we know it's talking about a tribe of people from the 12 tribes of Israel. So I just wanted to show you that, okay? So when you go to Revelation 9, you actually cut yourself because you have to understand what it's talking about and what it's saying. So hopefully you get that, right? Continue on to verse 10. And cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation. Remember, we read what salvation is to be saved from our enemies. That is salvation. Salvation to our Allah, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. Notice it said, and unto the Lamb. Who was the Lamb? YaHaWaH. That's who the Lamb is. But notice it says that salvation to our Allah, which is our power, which sitteth upon the throne. Who sits on the throne? Our Father, YaHaWaH. Verse 11. And all the Malachs stood round about the throne and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped who? Allah. They worshiped Allah. Who is Allah? YaHaWaH, our Father. So the Malachs worshiped him. The elders worshiped him. The four beasts worshiped him. And they fell before the throne on their faces. The same as we do. When you get up or whenever you pray, hopefully you're bowing your knee and putting your face to the ground to worship our Father YaHaWaH Allah, the Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Allah of Israel. Verse 12, saying, YaHaWaH. That's what that really means in Hebrew. YaHaWaH, Barak, and glory, and wisdom, and thanksgiving, and honor, and power, and might be unto our who? Allah, forever and ever. YaHaWaH. Notice what it's saying there. I'm going to read it one more time. Saying, YaHaWaH, Barak, and glory, and wisdom, and thanksgiving, and honor, and power, and might be unto our Allah forever and ever. YaHaWaH. Verse 13, and one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? Verse 14, and I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest? And he said to me, these are they which came out of the great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Who was the Lamb? YaHaWaH HaMashiach, the Son, right? Verse 15, I'm going to leave off right here. Therefore are they before the throne of Allah. Once again, there, Salaki, I'm a little under the weather, so bear with me. Therefore are they before the throne of Allah, and serve him, who? YaHaWaH, Allah, the Father, the Abanawa, our Abanawa, and serve him day and night in his temple, and he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. Like I say, you could continue to go on and on, but I'm going to stop right there. I just wanted you to have an understanding of who did these people trust in. They put their trust in YaHaWaH, but yet they was cleansed with the blood of the Lamb. But they worship YaHaWaH, just as we worship our Father, YaHaWaH Allah, the Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully you get that. And that's what this is all about. So please, please, put your trust in YaHaWaH. Put all of your faith, trust, and everything in our Father, YaHaWaH Allah. And hopefully this was edifying for you. I pray for those who have ears to hear, let them hear. For those who have eyes to see, please let them see. We give all praises, honor, and glory and esteem to our Abanawa, YaHaWaH Allah, the Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Allah of Israel. And with that being said, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was edifying. And with that being said, we're going to say Kwam Yasharallah and Shlalwam.
I will exalt your name with every chance I get.